Here we go, Volver 14Q. Let's say hello. He plays 2 4-4 points. I'll take a 4-4 and a 4-3. Oh, he's also a supporter. He approaches high. I think I can back off high in that case. If you back off low, they can press down with a move like e15. Here I'll just connect if he plays e15. He backs off. Okay, so I think I will enclose this corner here since I did a 4-3. It's good to enclose. So he's taking a big extension here. I should block the enclosure. So maybe he wants to build something over here, but this is still... maybe he's got it. Okay, so let's do a 3-space back off here. Maybe that's enough to secure this territory. 4 stones here. Maybe there's something in here at M3 or M4 still. And the corner. Okay, so he's secured this corner. He's played a couple moves here. This is still subject to invasion. The question is, where is the biggest spot? He's kind of claiming a lot over here. If I go here and he defends these 2 stones, then I can get a 2-space back off to here. If I go here and he kicks and I back off, it's a little short. He doesn't have to defend. He does. So he takes that. This was thought to be a weak shape, but they're playing it these days. They play that. I play on top here. I'll try this. This is an experiment. I'm not sure what the right response is here, but I want to do something to strengthen this stone. And leaning on these stones over here to strengthen them seems like a way to do it. So if I just back off here, then I'm connected up and I have a view to the outside. I guess the last big move is this one here. Maybe here is pretty big too, kind of like an extension somewhere around here. Well, black has to. Okay, black takes that move. So let's take this one. Enclosure, extension, enclosure. And see if he wants to invade. He should probably invade somewhere. And just find the right spot here. Well, Volver is taking his time. That's nice to see, so I don't have to feel like I'm rushed all the time. How many groups do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Depends on if he splits over here. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. If this is split. So nobody has any really weak groups. He goes for the corner now. Let's split in this direction, keep this group relatively small, and block over here. And maybe I can lean on it, lean on this group. So he gave me a point there. So let's go ahead and take here, make that corner really small. Maybe even kill it, since he responded here. I thought he would ignore that and respond in the corner. I have to connect there if I want to threaten the corner. Does he need another move there? That's the question. So, well, we'll see if he plays elsewhere. But if I go here and he blocks, I go here and he blocks, and I play there. Yeah, he did need another move there, right? It was a dead corner. So I can take this eye away. He can play here, and he gets an eye there and an eye here. So he's alive there now, and I should play elsewhere. But he gave me Sente, right? So I should cap these stones. It's a group without a base. Yeah, and he jumps out. Let's jump out too. That'll strengthen this group. Aha. Let's see, if I cap and he plays here, I can just Atari that guy and connect. So he can't connect up these stones. So I think, I don't want to cap. I think I want to lean on this group here. And he played another move in there. Okay, so I think he didn't need to do that. That's my impression. Okay, so I've got this kind of surrounded. I have this, which is threatening to become territory, but isn't yet. There's this also, which is threatening to become territory, but isn't yet. Let's play in the corner over here. I'm just curious about this 3-3 invasion. I can always see I'm threatening to come out on two sides. And I'm just curious if I can make a living shape here. I think it is. I think that's why that's a weak shape that he had set up. So I connect here. He throws in. So I have a space here. So if I block here, he will extend in this direction. I block here. Maybe it's Seki. But that still takes territory away from him. If he extends to T2, I play at R1. If he extends at T1, I connect, and that's Seki. He didn't do it. Okay, so that is Seki now. And I am threatening the cut, so I think I kept Sente here. So I think that was a good deal for me. So let's extend all the way down, threaten to connect up here. Then I'll poke at this. Maybe it's better to shoulder hit here and build this area. Okay, he haneed on top of my 3 stones. That makes sense. Makes sense. And he builds that way. So he's got a pretty big group here. Could just play on the sector line, or I could cap over here. I think I'm happy that he's giving me this territory. Except it's not really territory because he can come in underneath here. And this is not Sente. So he can take a lot of this away. Okay, so what I want to do here, keep him out of this group. Keep this group connected. Okay, so now playing in over here somewhere. So where is, I don't want to count this as his territory yet, but let's approach that wall, see if I can get in there. Maybe look to play a move like this. So yeah, I think he can totally destroy this territory over here because of the undercut. Okay, let's keep him cut apart. Ask where that stone is going to run to. We will fight. In a situation like this, you strengthen the weaker stone, right? Let's extend up once more. And descend here, so that's stronger. So these three stones, where are they running to? Of course, he could say about the same about my stones here. Where are they running to? But I have a friend over here. I'm going to live here. Atari here first, or here first, or here? Maybe I give up those three stones. Atari here, he descends. I extend. He cuts, or he turns. Not quite sure. Yeah. But so if I turn here, that's an Atari. Block here, that's also an Atari. So his cut didn't work. He resigned. Okay, well, that was an interesting game. It's kind of short. Maybe I will get another one in, but let's save this one, and I will see you guys later. I went over the game afterwards with Leela Zero and Sabaki, and I found a few interesting things, so I thought I would share them with you. I've turned Leela Zero off here because last time I tried to do this and record it, it kept playing moves while I was talking about something else. A little bit annoying. So anyway, I will just report on the findings from memory. So I had white, my opponent had black. Already, it's kind of interesting. Leela Zero gives white a 57% chance of winning right at the beginning. So I guess it likes the Komi that white gets. And then gradually through the opening, it seems to like my play okay up to this point. Black just did this double knight move in the corner, and I played the attachment here. It didn't really like that move. It was recommending the jump out here. And it says my winning chances have increased from, well, 57% at the beginning to 65%. So thinks I'm doing pretty well here. I guess maybe black is a little bit over-concentrated down in the bottom right. And these groups are split. And this group is not in any trouble. In fact, this group is weak. Maybe that's the biggest thing that I have in my favor here. I can try and grow by putting pressure on this group. But I played here, and then black backed off. The correct response here, if we back up, the correct response was to do the cut. And it seems like, I forget what Leela had white playing next. I think it was something like this. It seems like black can keep these two groups separated and put pressure on them. And black's winning chances increased to about 45%, so back to where they were at the beginning of the game. So it's not like it was a huge blunder, but it gave up some of the advantage I had gotten. Other options here. Playing here was an option. Playing here was an option. I mean, playing there was what I did. Playing here was an option. But it also said, if I wanted to play in this direction, I could have played the attachment on this side. It's a little closer to my stone, so I can't get split. And it also showed some interesting ideas playing in here. Would just play a couple moves like that and then play away, and leaving a little bit of maybe aji here for cuts later. So it's looks like it was trying to exploit some of the weaknesses of this double knight move, which I said had a bad reputation, at least when I was learning. I read in a couple places that wasn't a good setup, but people are playing that these days, so it's not as bad as was once thought. But I guess you can maybe try and create some aji there and take advantage of it later. Anyway, let's go on with the game. I played here. Black did not cut but pulled back. And then the game continued in these lines up until black jumped into the corner. Now, for those of you who think AIs always approve of jumping into the corner, it really did not like that move this time. It preferred the attachment, so I thought playing in this side was not bad, but it wants to keep its groups together, so it would pull back here and then I could drop down. I get to keep the corner, but now this group is a lot more solid. What happened in the game is that he jumped one step further into the corner and I split, and now these groups are just separated. Black can live in the corner, so let's go show that. I block, he turned, I block, he connected, I play the tiger's mouth. Actually, the Leela approved of this tiger's mouth move. It thought it was the best move here. It does two things. It stops this group from breaking out of the corner, and it also puts pressure on these stones. And then black pulled back here, reacting to this attachment, and that should have allowed me to kill the corner. I should have been able to kill the corner here. The game went like this. He blocked, I connected, he played there, and then I played away, which is not bad. I mean, I have Sente, these stones are confined, I'm letting him live in the corner, and I'm just playing here. Putting pressure on this group, capping it and growing the side. So it's a good move. But if I wanted to kill the corner, I could have. Now the mistake I made, I looked at this when I was thinking about it, and I realized he could play here, and he's just alive. For example, if I try to creep in here, he blocks. If I try to creep in here, actually he doesn't even need another move. He's just alive as it is. I can creep all the way into here, but I can't kill that group. He's got two eyes. So that's pretty simple life there. But that's the reason black can live is because the Hane at D19 is not the correct way to kill it. The correct way is to throw in here at A18. And there's nothing black can do. If black tries to make an eye on this side, then white connects out. And so there's no eye over here at all. The best black can do is make one eye. So, and if black blocks on this side, then I can take away the eye on that side. And what's left is just a single eye once again. So black is just dead in the corner, and I could have killed it. If we back up, black could have lived in the corner, but he had to play this move. He had to play the Hane right here. I can block, he connects, and then this is the L+2 group. I looked this up in Sensei's library because I remembered it, and I couldn't remember exactly how to save it. But this is alive, and I'll show you how to save it. Well, first of all, I'll show you how to kill it. If you play here, and black blocks, and you play here, and black blocks, then you can throw in here. And that group, because it's surrounded on the outside, is actually dead at this point. You can play here, and now you're threatening to extend and have, three in a row here, and you're threatening to kill it with one more move. And there's nothing white can do if nothing black can do if black blocks. So you just take the whole thing. It's a self-atari. But that only worked because black didn't defend correctly. So there's two defensive ideas you need to know. If white Hane's on this side, you extend. and that creates I space here and I space here and I space here, and that's enough to live. And then the other thing you have to know, let's back up. If you hane on this side, then you have to play here at the 2-1 move. Notice that just extending here doesn't create an I, so you need something that creates I shape, and this is the key move. And you can create I's over here or over here, and you can look at Sensei's library for the details. But if you just know those two moves, you can maybe figure out the rest during a game. And also, it's good to know this L+2 group is alive. You don't need to play another move here. You can just play away at this point. So let's see. He went here. I have the hane here. Yeah, so white should play away. Black is alive, and I should probably come back and play a move over here, or maybe the capping move is a good move. So anyway, the situation in the corner is after the dive into the corner, black really can live, although the way he played it was not correct. But even if he lives, he's got two separate groups. He's got this weak group in the corner, and he's got this weak group here. And I get Sente by forcing this group to live, and then I use that Sente move to go after this group. So it's all good for white. And after a few moves, after these moves, I think right around here, the AI is already giving white a 90% chance of winning. So it's pretty much game over. And the Sabaki analysis was not informative after this, because once you have a big advantage, it sort of doesn't matter what you play unless you make a huge blunder, and I didn't, so I just kept that winning percentage the rest of the game. So let's see, let's continue on with the game. There's one more point I wanted to show. Let's see, he connected, I attached, he extended here, I turned, and he blocked, and as I said, I could have killed the corner with not with the hane, but with the throw-in. But anyway, I didn't play either of those. I played the cap, which was a good move too. Just let him live and go after this this weak group here, and this is also winning for white. So let's go forward to the next point I wanted to talk about. It seems like I did okay here, and then I decided as kind of an experiment to jump into the corner. And now I can't say for sure if this should live or not, but let me give you a few ways it could have lived. And then also in the game, I was thinking it was a Seki, but I think actually it was dead. So I just wanted to make those 2 points here. So this is how the game went. I played a diagonal move, threatening to break out on this side, and then I played a diagonal move here, and he blocks, and then I played the 2-2 point. So he haned here, Atari'd my stone, and I connected, and then he threw in here, which I think is a good move. I blocked, he extended, and I extended here. I was already seeing this shape that I thought was Seki, so I thought I would at least have that. And the shape I'm talking about is if black were to extend here, and I were to connect there, so I'm all solid. This is a kind of shape that looks like a Seki. We'll come back to it in a moment. Actually, in the corner like this is not a Seki. I'm pretty sure that this is just dead, although black has to play it correctly. And so I wanted to show that. But let's also look at the way it was played. He extended here, and I went down, and then he didn't continue to extend at T1, but he connected at P1. And then I played here, which is a mistake. This move at P1 has given me a chance to live in the corner, and the way to live is to play T1, and this is kind of a nice trick. It relies on having two outside liberties, so it's very important that I have two outside liberties because it wouldn't work otherwise. Anyway, this stone, by placing it here, I'm threatening these two, and if I get to capture them, then I have two eyes and I'm just alive. So black, if he wants to win the corner, he has to take. And then the move I can play is S3, Atari on both of these stones, both of these groups of stones. He can't connect because that group is just dead, and he can't kill me on the outside in one move. That's why it was important that I had those two outside liberties. He can take away one of them, but then I just take that and I'm alive. So that's the way I could have lived, the way he played it. But instead I connected here, thinking it was Seki. And then this stayed the same the rest of the game. So let's just roll forward to the rest of the game and talk about how black could have killed the corner here. So that was the end of the game. He gave up when I captured these stones. And, he's got this group over here is pretty strong. He's got territory here, but he's got these 3 stones without a base, and they'll be running around in the center surrounded by white stones. So he's in pretty bad shape that way. Although maybe he can lean on this group, but this group looks strong to me after capturing these 3 stones. So I think it was reasonable for black to resign here. But let's show how you can win this corner back. So first of all, it's black's move. Black could extend here, and then let's say the game goes on for a bit. What you want to do is leave it like this. White can never kill those 3 stones, because if I play here, he will take, or if I play here, he will take. So any attempt to take those 3 stones is a self-Atari. So black can just afford to sit and wait and just play on to the end of the game. So imagine we've played a bunch of moves here, and all the borders are settled, and there's no more co-threats. That's the main thing, is black has to play on until there are no more co-threats. And then after white has no co-threats, then black can play this move S1. And that threatens to kill my group, so I have to take. And then black comes back with this move T2. And I need to respond to that. If I don't, if I play elsewhere, black will extend to T1. And then there's just one eye here, and that group is dead. So I have to respond, and my only move to keep 2 eyes is to play here. Oops, back up. Need to back up one more here. White to play, yeah. I play there. And of course, at this point, black can take that stone. And this is why it's important to eliminate all the co-threats. I can't take back because that's a co. And so I have to play somewhere else. And if I don't have a good co-threat, black will just ignore it and take all of those stones. So this is the famous, this shape is the famous bent L in the corner. And that is just a dead shape for white in this case. White is just dead here. Although you have to be careful to not play this move at T2 until white has no co-threats. Because if white has a good co-threat, if white plays here, black takes, and white makes some co-threat which is really strong, and black responds, then white can take. And now black has to come up with a really good co-threat, or else white will just take here and live. So it's all about who has more co-threats in terms of that winning in the corner there. Yeah, white needs to have one good co-threat and has to ignore black's co-threat in order to survive in the corner. So black just waits in this configuration with the 3 stones here. Waits until all the co-threats are gone, and then plays at S1 to kill it. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Hope you guys enjoyed the game and this little lecture, and I will see you later. Bye.